Hello everybody and welcome back again. Part 2 to the hydraulic upgrade. I'm just going to pop off this cap and just take off these nuts and washers and the speedo. Like I say, because I'm not worried about this, normally I'd use a socket on this because I wouldn't want to cock up the paint. In fact, I might have to, because I don't know if that's going to turn enough on there. Yeah, I've got it. So just turn it off and then unscrew your speedo worm. I need this because my SIP speedo is still using this old style way of sending the speedo signal up. I've not changed it to a magnet, which I have done on my PX, and it's probably the most accurate speedo I've ever had on a scooter. You know, it can be literally telling you you're doing 30 and you are doing 30. Just take your time and unscrew that. Again, because we've got the camera in the way, this normally would just unscrew in a couple of seconds, so put that safe. I will be cleaning all of these parts up, so turn that as you bring it out, and it should come out with a bit of persuasion, but it should come out. I'm just gonna grab a, there you go. Oh, there you go. Turn it around and it's lifting itself out, and pull out the worm. So that's basically all I need from this side, apart from the eye cap, which I've just put a pair of pliers under just to pull out. What we've got here now is we've got a circlip which holds the mechanism in. So set of circlip pliers, and what I tend to use is a screwdriver under there just to pry it out the way. Take this out. We don't need this again. I will keep it obviously, because you know, if I come across the other side, it's another hub I've got. So I'll just take that out off camera, and then I'll show you back in again. Right, so I've got the circlip out. Obviously clean anything you take apart. And save that. One circlip wiped down. I'm just putting the stuff on the side here at the moment, but I will be cleaning it all up and reusing it. So this mechanism here just needs a screwdriver or a pair of pliers on here. Pull it out with your fingers, and if I can clean it up a little bit, I'll show you what I mean with the ball bearings. So there's the ball bearings I'm on about. That's one, another one's there, another one's there. So basically, if you can put slightly bigger ball bearings in, I can't remember off the top of my head because I haven't done one in a while, but 8 or 9 mil seems to dig in my psyche. You basically put that in a vise, turn it, knock the bearing out and put a bigger one in, and when you actuate this, that's what actually moves the plunger in. So that acts on the back of the pad, a disc pad. So if you can move the plunger in slightly more, then obviously you're going to get more grip, more pressure on the pad. It actually goes in that way, so that's the part that actually touches the back of the pad. I'll see if I can get it in the vise to show you. If I can get it to hold. I think it's just turning, unfortunately. The centre part's just turning. But yeah. I was hoping to show you this is a Spax copy, or I don't know if they were Scoots R Us. I can't remember if they were Thailand or or where they were from. But I mean, this is a few years old now, and you know, it's every bit as good as the original one, but the original ones were, this here is more solid, and when you turn the mechanism you can see the plunger move, because what you're basically doing is you're forcing against the spring to go that way. So when you let go of your handlebar lever, then the spring pushes back and pulls this pin back in. So I'll put that somewhere safe. And then what we've got inside here is one of our pads. Now they can either fall out by putting it down and just knocking it a few times. Sometimes it drops out. I don't know if that's going to or not. It has done a little bit, to be fair to it. What I tend to do is just get a screwdriver in and you know, sort of prise it out bit by bit. Just take your time again. There you go, and that's out. And that's a pad that would have been Scooter's RS. Put that in. I don't know what composition of materials are used in that, to be honest with you. And I probably won't be using them ones next time. I'm cleaning them up. They don't look like they're they might be. They're not sintered pads, what I would like to see. A bit shiny, weren't they? But it don't seem very thick either. But that's the pad with the shine taken off of it. Right, if we flip it over now, and bear in mind I'm doing this live, so it's only taking a few minutes. What we need to do now is take our nut off. Save them again, and we're going to need the adjustable spanner on there, on this nut, which locks it both together. There you go, it's already turning. And we should be able to then do it by hand. The reason this thread doesn't get cocked up is because these washers sit in the links, and you should have the gap, should be always not touching, so the thread should never be done up on this, so you can't turn it. Having said that, this one's starting to spin, sod's law in it, but you get the drift. You just have to undo that. I'm going to have to put that in the vise probably with a nut on the other end, because it's just spinning. What I might do is just clean it with a bit of wire brush. Yeah, I can see it turning. There you go. I can actually do it with my hand. That's what I say, the thread itself shouldn't be cocked up. So as you can see, I've not put it in the vise, and there's nothing wrong with the thread. It was just a bit tight. Right, so we've got our washer on under that nut, and there it's got a cap on it. Again, I've actually got this tin to put all the bits and bobs into, so I'm trying to work a bit more tidy, because a few people seem to take umbrage with bits and bobs on the workbench. I always find when I've got all my rubbish out on the workbench, I know where everything is, so I don't have to hunt for it. Where I start putting stuff away, then I have to find this, you know, what did I put it into, etc. So, we'll do it bit by bit anyway. Nut on there. We've got both nuts in there. We've got both washers. Right. So all we've got to do now is push our rod through. And I was hoping that this would come off without being knocked. It shouldn't really need to be knocked, but I'll probably have to take one of these off and just you just tap on the disc itself inside. Sometimes they come off, sometimes they don't. You know, just doing that brings it off, because I'll explain afterwards about the disc, how the disc is held on 3 pegs. There you go. I've managed to pull this one apart quite easy. When they've got the circlets on them, as in Pt3 designed originally, they can be a right sod to get off. So if we look inside here, just need to see where you're looking. So there's our adjuster for our static pad. There's the 3 holes. This has got the circlip on it. There's the axle we're going to be reusing again, and the disc itself. Once the axle's pulled out, the disc will just come off. So for the meantime, I'm just going to move the wheel down out the way, but this is the part we'll be doing 99% of the work to, putting the bearings in. But at the moment, big ring of grease there, but at the moment we need this part. So with this locked in position, the adjuster, just get a screwdriver, bend it down again, and what we can do now is, that's an 8mm, just loosen off the nut. Again, I'm not using any special tools, am I, to do this? I'm not using any sockets, so I've loosened that off, and I'm just going to get I believe it's a 6mm, or no, that's too big, isn't it? So it's a 4, and then just undo that, take that out, and that's our adjuster. So that part there acts on the static pad that doesn't move. What you've got on here is just this part moves in against the static pad. It becomes clearer when it's stripped down to see. So the adjuster just needs bringing off. Like I say, I don't mind chipping that, because it'll need painting again before it's used anyway. So we can just use, because I've got a wooden bench, we can just tap that through, and there we go. There's our axle, and our disc is out. One disc. I've got grease everywhere at the moment, but it will need cleaning up and what have you. And it's a drilled vented disc. We don't go fast enough on a scooter to warrant that, to be honest with you. But the only seal really, that's a spacer that goes in on the bearing. We'll explain that when we come to rebuild it again. I might actually soak that in some cider vinegar. That's the latest thing that I've been converted to. The cider vinegar itself, it cleans steel up. You know, I've done pistons and barrels from, or not pistons, but barrels from my GS from 60 years ago, and they look like new. You know, it's great stuff, it really is. So what I'll probably do with this as well, I'll just clean up the threads with a wire wheel or a brush. Probably put it on a wire wheel, to be honest with you, so that can go in there again. The disc I'm just going to put below at the moment until that's cleaned up. And what we've got in here is, which is always, it's fallen through already, that's our static pad, and I've got greasy fingers, so you have to bear with me. So that's our static pad, and that's where the static adjuster has been pushed into it at the back. Like I say, I've got no clue. I'm putting grease all over this now. I don't know what make these are. I really don't have a clue. But as I say, I've got some original Pt3 ones that I don't know until I put them up against these and check out the actual spacing of them. They look thicker than these. So that would be that stripped down, completely stripped down. I don't need to take these 2 parts off, so that can go away safe. And then what we're doing now is we're looking at, let's give my hands a wipe, sorry. We're looking at this part now, where we need to put them bits back into it. So if we turn that over, and I'm going to put a rag down because I don't want to chip the paint. This comes with an adjuster already, but it doesn't come with a lock plate. But I'm going to take that out for a moment anyway, because the only thing really that I'm putting in on this side at the moment is the Speedo seal, which is the big one that you get in the kit, which is that one. And that needs a wipe as well. So, and because we're sealing the part, the hub that turns around, we need it in that way, so it just fits in. I know I'm going to have to clean this up afterwards because it's going to have dirty fingerprints everywhere on it, but so that's how easy that seal is to put in. What we'd actually do then is pack this with grease, and our Speedo drive would go in there and the cap would go on there, but we don't put that on until the other side's built up. So that side now can go away for the time being. I'll leave it over there out of the way, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video here. Part 2 or part 3, I'm totally lost at the moment, will be taking the hub apart with the bearings out, and I'll show you what we need to do basically to take these out. I don't want to make videos, you know, 50 minutes long and no one watch them. So we've got an oil seal bearing and an oil seal there, and we've got new bearings and oil seals that we can put in there. So it's pretty primitive. There's a spacer bar, if I move them out the way again, there's a spacer bar in there that goes between the two bearings. Again, that's not something really that you should worry yourself about. You need a good spacer bar. People now, I know, are selling stainless steel ones. How relevant that is, I don't really know, with, you know, a greased up steel part. Providing you keep greasing it up, I can't see any problem. I'm gonna have to clean up here inside. I'm not, you know, I don't know where that's come from, riding down the road probably, but this will all be cleaned up, and I won't show that on the camera because it's boring watching people just rubbing stuff like I'm doing at the moment. But as I say, the second part will be that it is actually Scooters RS, because I've seen the writing in there, but it's easy to knock out these now and clean them up, put them in some soapy water and clean them up. Bit of T-cut in here with some clean rags, and that'll come up like new again. They get discoloured from the heat anyway. When I painted it, it was the same colour as the other side of the hub, pure white, full diamond white in this case, and it's gone a yellowy colour now. And you know, that's the colour that a lot of people seem to like, an off-white, patina or whatever you call it. But yeah, so I'll end this one now, and we're going to start up on the next video when I'll show you about the bearings and knocking them out. Cheers for now, bye.